Today we're going to be talking about the probably cringiest episode of Sex and the City.
Pretty transphobic and insane.
Very transphobic. We had some queens in the episode, and we had some divas who were not queens in the episode, for sure.
We had some queening out. We had an arc. There was a narrative, and there was a lot of moments that made us go,
I think we're just going to kind of get right into this and take this scene by scene. This episode is called Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Look what you've done to my peonies!
In the episode, Samantha, her whole B plot is that she can't sleep because 3 trans sex workers are outside chatting it up, queening out, and she gets mad at them.
Yeah, basically.
Just outside your window.
Honestly, iconic outfits.
They are queening out.
There they were. Samantha's friendly neighborhood pre-op transsexual hooker.
Pre-op is crazy.
Half man, half woman, totally annoying.
Oh my god.
Half man, half woman, totally annoying.
I told him, you better get that thing out of my ass or I'm gonna on it.
Oh, okay, so I don't know about that one.
I don't know. I'm so demure.
Some iconic lines here.
I am paying a fortune to live in a neighborhood that's trendy by day and trendy by night.
Wait, that's our neighborhood, Gorge.
Literally, that's me. I'm paying
That's
a
actually
fortune.
us.
I am paying a fortune.
I understand that pseudo-straight married men from New Jersey have to get laid, but do they have to
Pseudo-straight.
do it on my block? I thought my roof ticket
If any pseudo-straight men from New Jersey want to hit me up, please.
the up my ass players.
The up my ass players.
Too early for talk.
Honey, it's never too early.
Never
for
too
talk.
early.
So, first scene, Samantha hears some stunning, ethereal transsexuals
Goddesses.
chatting it up. Goddesses, one might say, outside her window. I want to make a note that, of course, this is, I don't know, what is it, early 2000s or whatever. 2 of these transsexuals are played by men. And one of them is played by an actual trans woman. So
Yeah.
good on them for getting a third of it right.
I feel like they were it seemed like they cast people who kind of knew the scene.
Yeah, I looked into it, and one of the people there was a drag queen. It seems like everyone there was kind of in the scene. However, I think the writing is not how
terrible.
real transsexuals
Can I say,
talk.
as someone who loves Sex and the City, I remember watching this episode it was a bit dissociative because in my eyes, all of these women are
Yeah.
all 4 of them, and they're me. I'm Carrie Bradshaw.
Yeah.
And at times I'm Char. I don't think I'm a Miranda really, but I'm definitely a Samantha sometimes. It is this weird moment where you're like, oh, oh, that's where the trans women are.
Oh, yeah. Get this out of my ass, or I'm gonna shit on it. Whoa,
yeah.
I don't know. I've never heard a single trans woman refer to actually say something like that. They refer to their whole as their whole, not
sometimes,
occasionally, but I've actually never heard a trans woman who exclusively dates men call her whole, her ass. Right?
Yeah, that's tough. That's not sexy.
That's very not. I'm gonna shit on your dick if you
come
get
on, be a lady.
Of course she's cleaned out. Of course she's prepped beforehand. She's not just gonna shit on his.
Yeah.
And then the next day, they're at brunch, and Samantha says the honestly iconic line.
Samantha's explaining her problem to her friends, and she's like, I'm living in a neighborhood that's trendy by day and shiny by night.
Which is us. Right here.
That's us.
We're having our night, and we're living in a by day neighborhood.
Or I'm gonna on it. Have you ever heard something like that?
Honestly, they sound just like us. They sound like dolls at brunch.
Yeah, they do sound. I think there is a weird meta narrative here because in my mind, Samantha is the most
she is the most she's so into sex, and
she has so much
blunt.
trade.
She's very blunt.
The men that she sleeps with are very
They're
they
Johns.
act like trade. They
Yeah,
come
they are
and they
trade.
go. They don't
I'd say this first scene for trans representation, what have you.
It's not getting a GLAAD award.
It's not going to get a GLAAD. Let's just come out and
Let's just
say it.
say that.
Let's come out and say it. I don't think this is going to get on Pink News for their stunning representation. I think this is probably not the best. Let's go to the next scene here.
Iconic.
And downtown, the Up My Ass
See, I'm
players
calling her
were in
iconic already.
And they keep calling them the Up My Ass players.
and Long Day's Journey Up My Ass. Samantha decided if she was ever going to get a good
This is Queen.
Look at that jacket, is so hot.
Honestly, so fierce.
Ladies, hello. As much as I respect a woman's right for a little something with certain New Jersey gentlemen,
Certain
I
New
have
Jersey
a very
gentleman.
early business meeting. And I think we all know there are
Early
certain
business
dark
meeting.
circles that even the cleverest
In her
matrix
mouth.
can't cover. Am I right?
What does that mean? There are certain dark circles that even the cleverest
She's
makeup
such a
can't
gay man.
cover.
She's such.
Destiny. China. Joe. Noe.
So Joe without the E, she is a trans woman.
Okay, cool.
The other two are cis men.
Aha.
This is cultural exchange. This is breaking boundaries.
Samantha always knew how to get her way with men. even
They're
if they
queening
weren't
out.
women.
They're queening out. This
They
scene.
queened out.
This scene. She queens out with the diva. She's like, "Hey, girls, can I get a little sleep?" Like,
Yeah, they're being loud again, and this time she goes down to see them on the street. She's wearing this gorgeous gold jacket.
gorgeous, stunning, and she's like, "There's some dark circles that even a little." What'd she say? There's some.
girls know. Even
girls know.
makeup can't cover some of the darkest
Oh, yeah, she's
Like I don't
Makeup
even
getting,
remember.
honestly, she's such a diva as well. I'm like, this is diva to diva
She
communication.
kind of like goes out and says, "Oh, I know, honey,
I fear it is-
honey." Like she goes out and does that kind of a thing.
I think that is cultural exchange.
That was like America if we had a socialist president.
If Bernie had won,
If
we would
Bernie
have
had
more
won,
conversations like that.
that would be our
she
life.
calls them ladies. She's super, super nice. I think that scene would win a GLAAD award.
That scene probably would, yeah.
It did it not? I think
Did it not?
did it not?
Did it not?
Let's go to the next scene.
She has her trade over.
She's got her trade.
Believe it, they go away for one night and then they're back 3 nights in a row.
Forget them, baby. Look at me.
Forget them, baby. This
I'm
guy's so
sorry.
gay too.
I'm here.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think
When
about
you
that.
look at a woman while you're having sex with her, that's gay. I'm sorry, eye contact during sex is gay.
Is that true?
Bring it on home.
It's because men look like psychopaths when they're...
I know, literally.
Close.
No, well, I'm not.
The idea that she'd miss a night's sleep pissed Samantha off. The idea that she'd miss an orgasm was more than she could bear.
I can't help you, sister.
You bitches! I called the cops!
Okay. Oh,
That, I hate that.
I hate.
That's probably like one of the things I hate about this episode.
I know you think you're those cheap pale asses that want that fierce. No way.
Okay, read her. Yeah, the lines.
You're not gonna pull.
Yeah, pause it.
So again, they're being loud. So Samantha, as she often does, is having sex with a man in her room. That's her whole thing. She's like a proud slut, whatever. And she hears the voices, the sex workers outside again, and she goes to confront them in the window. And she just starts yelling at them. At one point, one of the sex workers grabs her dick.
She says, "Suck my dick," which
That is a very, I feel like, a pejorative
very
way.
cis person writing a trans woman. Like,
And
it's-
we know this episode is transphobic. Like,
Yeah,
it's
come on.
2001, but like it's just it does. As a huge Sex and the City fan, I'm like, damn, really?
really, yeah. So then she comes out. Let's see what she does after this.
$1,000 a month, and I told you.
The guy's like, "What are you doing?" The guy's like pro-trans.
He low key is a king.
And a member of the Young Women's Teachers Association. I don't have to put up with this.
Baby, forget them. And come
Honestly, she like goes conservative all of a sudden. I thought
Yeah,
she was
she
like
does.
pro.
Take this, ladies!
I'm gonna come up there and pick your ass, bitch.
Yeah, this is just.
Samantha reacts to the dolls by grabbing
She grabs a pot of water, pours it on one of the dolls, and one of the dolls, her wig wig falls off, and then you can see her bra is stuffed, which I feel like you don't even need to say that. It's just like dolls don't have their hair shaved, their head shaved with a wig. Like it's just not the way they have this supposed trans woman acting is just not in the way that a doll would act. Not very demure at all.
I do think it's interesting that I do think it is a meta narrative, because a lot of Samantha's character, she's kind of like the laughing stock of the show, even though it is like it was very empowering at the time to have this like pro-sex, like powerful woman. Like a lot of her episodes, she's just doing crazy. She's falling off of sex swings. She's getting on her face. So this is like, I kind of think this is the writers poking fun at how everyone says she acts like a man, or she's a trans woman.
She acts like a trans. Yeah, like she actually like clashes. Because I would say that if we were giving the T-slur pass to anyone, it would be Samantha.
She's so, like, look at her. Look at what she's wearing. No cis woman wears that to bed.
No cis woman wears this. But if you want to go to our Patreon, we are going to be doing an exclusive episode there where we say which Sex and the City character can say trans. So check out our Patreon there. After this episode, I'm like, I don't know, like what? Well, let's finish up the scene here. The man leaves. He goes home.
And uptown.
He says,
King,
you freak me out.
Number one trans ally. This man is like, okay, you're obsessed with these queen divas.
I know he fucks with the dolls. That's all I'm
That
gonna
is a
say.
trade. That is a trade who is pissed off.
Also, like, middle-aged hairless guy with a six-pack. Yeah, he fucks with the dolls.
Oh, he fucks with the dolls for sure.
Gel in his hair. Are you kidding me?
There's no way. Okay, let's go to the next scene here. Oh yeah. Okay. The dolls fight back.
The dolls
The dolls fight back.
There is justice.
Queens. Oh. It's kind of a commentary on the ovary privilege that Samantha has. Queen.
Why would she open the window?
Sexual, but he came back loaded with eggs.
Now who's laughing, bitch?
Slay.
Samantha realized this was one relationship with a man she wouldn't be able to just walk away from.
Ew.
Because this man was half woman.
Ew.
This was one relationship with a man she wouldn't be able to walk away from.
Oh, she couldn't walk away from this relationship with a man, honey.
Well, it is. I think this probably like got away when it came out, because it's such a queer show, even though it's not.
It's such a gay guy trans girl
yeah,
show.
It's not like, I don't think it's like queer coded. I think it's just so
It's loved by the gays.
over the top and glamorous and campy and embellished. It's Sex in the City. We love it.
And then we get to the last scene, which we've got some big cringe happening here. I fear. Trigger warning. This is really f***ing cringe, y'all. Honestly, her outfit is so fierce. I mean, she's queening out. Her tits are real. The outfit Samantha is wearing is so coded.
Literally.
What are we all drinking?
I think I'm a Charlotte.
Vodka, pineapple, and cherry.
I think you can.
Destiny made them. Honey, I'm way past this flirtini. I need a teeny.
Teeny?
Oh,
Honey, I'm way past
Honey,
the flirt.
I'm-
I need a
okay,
if you know
let's.
what I mean.
What do you mean, you with the flower?
Oh,
What do you want?
I want you to give me a twirl and a twirl.
I need to see you spin first this year.
Honey. It's this is like the best you get in 2001.
and they tell her to eat something too. Queen, honestly.
Yeah.
This narration at the end is probably the worst part.
They have a very lovely life.
They have a very lovely life.
Don't worry, they have a very lovely life. So Samantha decides to throw a party on her rooftop it kind of ties up the episode for all of the sex workers that she was fighting with. Mm-hmm. And in the final scene of the episode, they're all on the rooftop. A ton of their friends are there.
They're drinking flirtinis.
They're drinking and they're just like talking about what happened over the like a lot of other stuff happened with their relationships, whatever. and they're there and they start interacting with the trans women. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Oh, yeah. And then one of the trans women is like, oh, I need to see you do a little twirl, girl. And Carrie immediately goes for the full black sun. And it's like,
It's crazy.
I'm not even going to repeat it.
She's trying to be like a Latina, Puerto Rican, like New Yorker. She's
like immediately she's like, okay, I'm going to go full for this. And it's like, I need to see you twirl
weirdly,
first,
it sounds very like Robert. It sounds very Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver. She's like, you talking to me?
Yeah.
You talking to me? You want to see me do a twirl? Like,
you want to see me do a twirl, sister?
Like, I don't know what she was going for.
Want to see me do a twirl, sister? Who are you talking to?
Literally, it's such a, and everyone's kind of queening out.
Everyone's kind of queening out.
I think the Sex and the City kind of knew their fan base, which was like a mix of like moms all over the country and like a lot of gay people, and they wanted to kind of leave it on like a lighter note.
Yeah.
They kind of wanted to show like, oh, like these are the kind of people that hang out with gay people. I don't think they would have said trans women.
You know, for the time, I'm glad that it's so old, so it's hard to really expect any like super progressive things from some media made like this.
Or it's just like accurate. I don't know. I think this was a time when like in a show like this, it's not really trans women or gay. It's just like gay people were just this big umbrella, and it kind of like, I don't think the show made any effort to differentiate or accurately portray them, but they were there.
I do appreciate they actually got one of them was a real trans woman, and it seems like the other two were like within the scene, albeit they are cis men, but they're not like totally just random cis straight guys who are trying to play.
It is just such a cringy thing to watch as a trans woman.
Yeah.
It's so funny, but then also like, it's like the
funny,
kind of
and
like.
then you hear Carrie narrating and be like, "These men were half women," and it's just like,
I'm like, is that what cis women think of me?
I know, like I fear it's like what I don't know, and then because then what like kind of with me is I see the scene where Samantha's like, oh ladies, could you keep it down, and she's like so nice and gender affirming to them, and then afterwards she calls them men with her cis girls at brunch the next day. I'm like, is that how cis women are to me?
I know. I wonder.
They're like, are they like, oh ladies to me? Like, they're like, oh girl, because they when there's like an affirming cis woman.
Well, definitely like, in 2001.
Oh girl, diva. Well, but I'm saying like now, what it's like. Do they think that like in their? I don't know. Maybe it's like the dysphoria, like.
No, that's it brings up those feelings for me too. It's weird because like, again, these are like the cool girls, these are like the girls that like that would hang out with us. It's just done in not a great way.
These days these girls would do anything to be friends with a trans woman.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it would be a lot more trendy these days. In 2001 it's very, very non-trendy. It's trendy to have like a little barbecue or something and then call them men the next day. But which Sex and the City girl are you?
I think I'm oh my god. I think I'm a Carrie.
Yeah, she's the one who has the relationship with Kyle MacLachlan.
No, that's Charlotte.
You're
Carrie is the one that's with Big. She's the main girl.
Oh, you're such a Carrie.
When she's writing in her journal and she's like,
that's so you literally journal. It's crazy. This bitch journals.
I do journal.
It's insane.
I do journal a lot. I have them all here. There's like cute. A lot of pages.
Yeah.
But
it's
no,
so
when she's
cute.
like talking to herself and she's like in this episode, she's like, and I wondered, what if men aren't always the problem? And like legit, like that is what I think. I think Carrie is just a romantic person falling through life. She's very annoying. People hate on her, but she's free.
She's crazy, but she is free, huh?
Who do you think you are?
Who do you think I am?
I think you're probably Samantha.
Yeah.
I think you're probably a Samantha.
I feel like, I'm very blunt. I'm very like open with my sexuality. And I think I'm very, I kind of just like say what's on my mind, I fear, not always to my own benefit.
Honey, there's a reason they call it a job, honey. That's her talking about giving Honey, the breath work.
Wait, yeah. Yeah, I wear that as a badge of honor. I do love being a Samantha moment.
Samantha's
Here.
great.
Yeah.
She's so good.
She's so dull. Her outfits are so.
Mm-hmm. I think again, I really do think it is significant that they tacked on like the trans narrative to Samantha, because I think a lot of trans women probably identify with Samantha.
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
there are more trans Samanthas than there are cis Samanthas
Yeah,
in the
that's what's
world. If
crazy.
not in the world, definitely in New York and LA. I do have moments where I think I'm a Charlotte, though. There are
Which one is she? She's the one with the Kyle MacLachlan?
She's the conservative, not like conservative politically, but she's like the more like classic
She's
one.
trying
She
to
wants
find
a
a monogamous
husband.
like marriage, basically.
Yeah, she wants a husband.
wants a
She's very
hubby.
classic.
Yeah.
And I think in like
I don't think that's you at all, bitch.
No. Okay,
I'm sorry. I think that's what you like. I think you, in a very Carrie way, you sometimes like picture your life in that way, but you are not her.
That's so
really
funny.
don't think.
No,
I think you're firmly. I don't know, girl. I feel like you're so firmly Carrie.
I
to
am
me.
Carrie, and honestly, the thing I'll say about my theory on Sex in the City is that it is less like people are always like, which character am I? Like they are kind of one-dimensional characters. So
Yeah.
among certain social settings, you kind of are a Carrie. There's an episode in one of the seasons where Charlotte and Samantha get into a fight, and it's basically because Charlotte shames Samantha, and then Samantha says something mean about Charlotte, then they're in a fight.
Oh my God.
And in the episode, their like subplot, because there's a lot of subplots on this show, Charlotte's subplot is that she meets up with some of her old like sorority sister friends.
Oh.
Because they like, she's like, I've had enough of these crazy girls. She goes up to that group, and to them, suddenly she realizes that to them, she has become the Samantha of that group, and she's a huge to them, and she feels judged.
Whoa.
And that causes her to come back to Samantha and be like, I'm so sorry. And I think that was such a genius episode because it kind of like showed how we experience these like characters. Like among some groups, I think I feel like a Charlotte, When I'm around really edgy people,
Yeah.
and they're like,
I think I get that. I bet around like your old like cis Minnesota friends you feel like a Samantha.
totally.
Right?
Totally.
Yeah. I bet they see you as a Samantha.
They
Don't they
definitely
say
do.
you're like so weird? Oh my God, that was so funny when you told me her like cis straight friends were like, "Oh no, I think you need to get with like a normal guy because you're so alternative." I was like,
didn't say
bitch,
that.
this bitch is like.
They didn't say that.
They did.
My friend.
What did he say?
Because I keep on dating these like bisexual like boys,
Art boys, yeah.
And my friend Dan was like,
you just need like a normal boyfriend, like a doctor or someone who
like a doctor.
keeps tracks of things, you know.
like, and I was like, you know what, Dan, I think you're right.
Well, I know, but because he thought you were so like, I don't know, you
But
need
yeah.
to be the artsy edgy one or whatever.
Yeah, true. I think amongst he's like, you need to be the crazy one in the relationship.
I think amongst your cis friends, you're like crazy, insane,
I think
edgy.
that's a very common experience for dolls. Like, we kind of are like the ones that sometimes when we hang around, like cis people, we're the ones being like, I'll have another drink.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's
it's
so,
like kind of this.
Yeah.
It's very Samantha coded.
Because I feel like to me, you're such a Carrie. You're such like a. I don't see you as a super edgy girl. Like, I don't see you as a Samantha, as like someone who's like the most edgy, the most like out there. You're very like even keeled type of person. But I feel like, yeah, like once the moment we get into a group of cis people, we immediately feel like the most edgy, like, oh, y'all don't do a little bump of when you go out, like, Oh, sorry, just one drink? What's going on here?
And this is like generalizing, obviously, but I think this show really brings out those dynamics in people.
Definitely.
And that's why it's so it is kind of crazy that like this is where they took the narrative of trans women, because this is obviously a show that trans women are gonna latch onto.
Yeah, for sure. It's a very doll-coded show, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, y'all, I think we can go ahead and wrap this one up. But if you want to hear more about which one of the Sex and the City girls can say, join our Patreon. And I want to give a shout out to our special Divalicious Patreons, Hail Vale, Kitty Logic, Cracker Barrel, Guest Wi-Fi, and Texas Tony. Y'all join our Patreon if you want to see uncensored episodes and access to exclusive content. We already have a few exclusive episodes on there, and we will be having another one about Sex and the City on there as well. You can also talk with us and also get a shout out, just like just now.
And I love all our Patreon subscribers more than I love anything in the whole world. So
yeah, we love you so much, and we'll give you kisses. Okay, bye, Gorge.
Bye.
Mwah.